Hello, friends. We will start with the ninth chapter, that is, a general survey of socio-cultural reform movements. The first one is Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Brahmo Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, often called as the father of Indian Renaissance, he wrote Gift to Monotheists and translated into Bengali the Vedas and the five Upanishads to prove his conviction that ancient Hindu texts support monotheism. In 1814, he set up the Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta to propagate the monotheist ideologies. He propagated the principles of rationalism and he earned the wrath of missionaries over his advocacy to incorporate the message of Christ into Hinduism. Raja Ram Mohan Roy founded the Brahmo Sabha in August 1828. It was later renamed Brahmo Samaj. Prayers, meditation, and the readings of the Upanishads were to be the forms of worship. The long-term agenda of the Brahmo Samaj was to purify Hinduism and to preach monotheism, which was based on the twin pillars of reason and the Vedas and Upanishads. The Samaj also tried to incorporate teachings of other religions and kept its emphasis on human dignity, opposition to idolatry, and criticism of social evils such as sati. Ram Mohan Roy wanted to purify Hinduism of the evil practices. Roy's progressive ideas met with the strong opposition from orthodox elements like Raja Radhakant Dev, who organized the Dharma Sabha to counter Brahmo Samaj propaganda. Roy's death in 1833 was a setback for the Samaj's mission. Ram Mohan was a determined crusader against the inhuman practice of sati. He started his anti-sati struggle in 1818. His efforts were awarded by the government regulation in 1829, which declared the practice of sati a crime. In 1825, he established a Vedanta college where courses in both Indian learnings and Western social and physical sciences were offered. Ram Mohan Roy was a gifted linguist, political activist, and an internationalist. Maharishi Debendranath Tagore, father of Rabindranath Tagore, was the head of the Tattvabodhini Sabha, which was founded in 1839. Tagore worked on two fronts. Within Hinduism, the Brahmo Samaj was a reformist movement. Outside, it resolutely opposed the Christian missionaries for the criticism of Hinduism and their attempt of conversion. The revitalized Samaj supported widow remarriage, women's education, abolition of polygamy, improvement in rights conditions, and temperance. Ishwar Chandra Sen and the Brahmo Samaj. Keshav, he has opened the schools outside Bengal, the United Provinces, Punjab, Bombay, Madras, and other towns. Ishwar Chandra Sen was dismissed from the office of Acharya in 1865. Keshav and his followers founded the Brahmo Samaj of India in 1866, while Debendranath Tagore Samaj came to be known as the Adi Brahmo Samaj. After 1878, the disgusted followers of Keshav set up a new organization, the Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. They worked for a respectable status for women in society, condemned sati, worked for abolition of Parda system, and discouraged child marriage and polygamy. The next is Prarthana Samaj. In 1867, Keshav Chandra Sen helped Atmaram Pandurang founded the Prarthana Samaj in Bombay. The emphasis was on monotheism. There was a four-point social agenda also, like disapproval of caste system, women's education, widow remarriage, and raising the age of marriage for both males and females. The Young Bengal Movement and Henry Vivian de Rossio. During the late 1820s and early 1830s, a Young Bengal movement was being formed under Henry Vivian de Rossio. The de Rossio then later was removed from the Hindu College in 1831 because of his radicalism. The de Rossians carried forward Ram Mohan Roy's tradition of public education on social, economic, and political questions. Later, Surendranath Banerjee was to describe the de Rossians as the pioneers of the modern civilization of Bengal. Vidyasagar, also known as Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, his ideas were a happy blend of Indian and Western thought. He believed in high moral values. He was determined to break the priestly monopoly of scriptural knowledge. He introduced Western thought in Sanskrit college to break the self-imposed isolation of Sanskritic learning. Vidyasagar started a movement in support of widow remarriage. He was also a crusader against child marriage and polygamy. As secretary of Bentune School, he was one of the pioneers of higher education for women in India. Balashastra Jambedkar, he was the pioneer of social reform through journalism in Bombay. He attacked Brahminical orthodoxy. He started the newspaper Darpan in 1832, known as the father of Marathi journalism. And later in 1840, he started Digdarshan, which published articles on scientific subjects as well as history. Paramahamsa Mandali, founded in 1849 in Maharashtra. This society also said that real religion is based on love and moral conduct. These mandalis also advocated widow remarriage and women's education. Satyashodak Samaj. Jyotiba Phule, born in Satara, Maharashtra, belonged to the Mali community and organized a powerful movement against upper caste domination and Brahminical supremacy. Phule founded the Satyashodak Samaj. The main aims of the movement were social service, spread of education among women and lower caste people. Phule's work include Gulamgiri. Phule aimed at the complete abolition of the caste system and socio-economic inequalities. He was against Sanskritic Hinduism. Phule, a believer in gender equality, was a pioneer in women's education. He, with the help of his wife, Savitri Bai, opened a girls' school at Pune. Phule was awarded the title Mahatma for his social reform work. Gopal Hari Deshmukh or Logahidavadi. He advocated a reorganization of Indian society on rational principles and modern thoughts. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar was an educationist and social reformer from Maharashtra. He was a co-founder of the New English School, the Deccan Education Society and Ferguson College. He was also the first editor of Kesari, the journal started by Lokmanya Tilak. Gopal Krishna Gokhale founded the Servants of India Society in 1905 with the help of M.G. Ranade. The aim of the society was to train national missionaries for the service of India. Social Service League. A follower of Gokhale, Narayan Malhar Joshi founded the Social Service League in Bombay. They organized many schools, libraries, reading rooms, day nurseries, and cooperative societies. Joshi also founded the All India Trade Union Congress in 1920. The Ramakrishna movement and Swami Vivekananda. The teachings of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, a poor priest at the Kali temple in Dakshineshwar on the outskirts of Calcutta, found many followers. Two objectives of the Ramakrishna movement were to bring into existence a band of monks, and second, in conjunction with the lay disciples, to carry on preaching, philanthropic, and charitable work. The second objective was taken up by Swami Vivekananda after Ramakrishna's death when he founded the Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. He organized the fundamental oneness of all religions and emphasized that Krishna, Hari, Ram, Christ, Allah are different names for the same God. Ramakrishna was married to Sharda Mani Mukherjee, later known as Sharda Devi. Swami Vivekananda. Narendranath Datta, who later came to be known as Swami Vivekananda, spread Ramakrishna's message. Certain spiritual experiences of Ramakrishna, the teachings of the Upanishads and the Gita, and the examples of the Buddha and Jesus are the basis of Vivekananda's message to the world about human values. In 1897, he founded the Ramakrishna Mission. Vivekananda was a great humanist and used the Ramakrishna Mission for humanitarian relief and social work. It was in 1898 that Swami Vivekananda acquired a large piece of land at Belur where the Ramakrishna Math was finally shifted and registered as such. Dayananda Saraswati and Arya Samaj. The Arya Samaj movement, revivalist in form, was founded by Dayananda Saraswati or Mulshankar. The first Arya Samaj unit was formally set up by him at Bombay in 1875 and later the headquarters of the Samaj were established at Lahore. Dayananda's views were published in his famous work Satyat Prakash. His vision of India included a classless and casteless society. Dayananda's slogan of Back to the Vedas was a call for a revival of Vedic learning and Vedic purity of religion and not a revival of Vedic times. Dayananda strongly criticized the escapist Hindu belief in Maya, and he aimed of human life as a struggle to attain moksha through escape from this evil world to seek union with God. Dayananda believed in the theory of karma and reincarnation. Dayananda launched a frontal attack on Hindu orthodoxy, caste rigidities, untouchability. Dayananda subscribed to the Vedic notion of Chaturvarna system in which a person was identified as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra not by birth but according to the occupation and merit of the person. The Arya Samaj was able to give self-respect and self-confidence to the Hindus which helped to undermine the myth of superiority of whites and the Western culture. Behramji M. Malabari founded Seva Sadan in 1908. Malabari spoke vigorously against child marriage and for widow remarriage among Hindus. Dev Samaj, founded in 1887 at Lahore by Shiv Narayan Agnihotri, earlier a Brahmo follower, Dev Sadan is a religious and social reform society. The society emphasized on the eternity of the soul, the supremacy of the Guru. Its teachings were compiled in a book, Deva Shastra. Agnihotri spoke against child marriage. Various other organizations include Dharma Sabha, Bharat Dharma Mahamandala, Radha Swami Movement, Srinarayana Guru Dharma Paripalana or SNDP movement. It was started by Srinarayana Guru Swami among the Idavas of Kerala who were a backward caste of toddy tapers and were considered to be untouchables, denied education and entry into temples. The movement, that is Arvipuram movement, drew the famous poet Kumar Nashan as a disciple of Narayan Guru. In 1889, Arvipuram Kshetra Yogam was formed. Thus, the Arvipuram Sri Narayana Guru Dharma Paripalana Yogam, in short, SNDP, was registered in 1903 under the Indian Companies Act, with Narayan Guru as its permanent chairman and Kumar Nashan as the general secretary. We have several other movements like Justice Movement, Self-Respect Movement, Temple Entry Movement, Indian Social Conference, and Valiula Movement. We also have Titumur's movement, Faraizi movement, Ahmadiyya movement, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and the Aligarh movement. We also have Parsi reform movements and Sikh reform movements, which has Sikh Sabha movement, Akali movement. When we look on to the significance of these movements, we have positive aspect as well as negative aspect. Positive aspects include foster secular outlook, encourage social climate for modernization, ended India's cultural intellectual isolation from rest of the world, and it resulted in the evolution of national consciousness. Some of the negative aspects are narrow social base, indirectly encouraged mysticism, overemphasis on religious, philosophical aspect of culture while underemphasizing secular and moral aspect. Hindus confined their praise to ancient Indian history and Muslims to medieval history. Historical process of evolution of composite culture arrested to some extent. So with this, we comes to an end of chapter 9, the general survey of socio-cultural reform movements. I hope you all guys liked this video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.